Audio test, audio test, audio test, audio test. Audio test, audio test. Right, we're here. Hello, welcome. You can see the league table right before your very eyes, and it's Leeds United 2 points above the relegation zone. We could end up in the bottom three after today. It's going to be another afternoon, I suspect, of total suspense, total craziness, and nobody knows. Nobody knows what's going to happen. Everybody's losing their mind. Nobody has their mind anymore. It's match day 31 of 38. Newcastle lost against Aston Villa 3-0 earlier today. I don't know what's going on. Neither do you. Neither does anybody else. It is a total mishmash of craziness is the Premier League this year. I just honestly... It beggars belief as to what the hell is going on. Is it the World Cup that's affected everybody? The break over the winter, the World Cup interruption? Is it the manager merry-go-round that's just literally doing everybody's head in? Nobody knows what's going on. The players don't know what's going on. The club owners have lost their mind. It is a total crazy league this year. I'm going to be here to cover it all this afternoon. Let me know what your thoughts are in the comments. If you think that I'm right, let me know I'm right. Comment I'm right. If you think I'm wrong, tell me I'm wrong. Just don't believe it. This table was published. We don't have West Ham featured on the. Aston Villa featured on this one. West Ham, of course, are there. They're 3 points, a point above us in 14th spot. A win against Liverpool. If we beat that lot on Monday night, I'm not kidding. I just don't know what I'm going to do. I'm seriously tempted to do the watch along. Eid holiday is coming up here where I am, and it means that I'm going to get a 2-week holiday. Thank the Holy Lord. Is it going to be a holiday though, or am I going to be spending a lot of time on this channel trying to have a bit of fun, talk to other like-minded Leeds fans? And remember, it's always appreciated if you do want to subscribe, but only subscribe if you really, 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 really want. All right? Only subscribe if you really want, and you're more than likely going to view one of my videos or live streams or shorts or anything like that. Perhaps you find them entertaining, perhaps you agree, perhaps you disagree. Whatever it is, I'm happy to hear all comments. I've even had the negative ones. You know, the other week we had a Brighton fan in giving me a load of earache because I made a remark over Lionel Messi. You could go back and find that if you want. Maybe I'll find that and show you it later on. He called Leeds a number of disparaging words, and he didn't. It wasn't very nice. I disagree with him. I love Leeds. I love West Yorkshire. I love everything about it. I mean, apart from that stained Bradford. But anyway, we'll talk about that later on. Am I reading something wrong here? Have Aston Villa beaten Newcastle 3-0? Is that true? if that's true, and honestly, this is what I've just seen flashing up on the screen, and oh my God, I just don't. Everybody sat there talking, bigging up Newcastle. They're gonna be this, they're gonna be that. The manager's the greatest thing since sliced bread and everything else. It is unbelievable. If that is going on right now, we're going to go over there and have a little look and just see. I mean, Chris Sutton predicts it's 1-0. Sounds to me like Aston Villa have given them an absolute pasting. Ramsey opens the scoring. Watkins grabs 2 after having one ruled out. Ollie Watkins could have had a hat-trick there by the sound of it. And it sounds like he's been denied the hat-trick, and it is a complete calamity, isn't it? It is an absolute calamity. The Premier League this year, there are more surprise. It is just a jack in the box of a league. It is the words of Dave from Wolverhampton. It's a joke, mate. It's a total joke. I just don't know what's going on. Aston Villa have beaten Newcastle 3-0. 1-0 at half time. I mean, Newcastle United, they're in the top 4. Aston Villa, mediocre at best, average, mid-table side. And they've gone and got themselves 3 points. And that puts them right on the heels now of Tottenham Hotspur. And it puts Brighton back in their mid-table place of 46 points. Liverpool on 44. Below them, Brentford. 43, Fulham 39, Chelsea 39, Palace 33, Wolves 31. Sorry, Wolves 31. Wolves 31 points, mate. It's a total joke. West Ham 30, Bournemouth 30, Leeds, of course, 29, Everton 27, Forest 27, and 27 for Leicester, of course. I think we've got Leicester to play, haven't we, before this season finishes up? And are they going to be on the dreaded new manager bounce? That manager bounce that I completely wrote off as being a load of nonsense against when we played Crystal Palace. Hodgson comes in and gets Crystal Palace 6 points out of thin air. Does literally nothing for it, and hopefully Southampton will find themselves a contender for relegation and next season, and we don't have to worry. But I mean, there is a bit of arrogance creeping in at Elland Road. I've detected it over the last week or two. Radzani's come out and said something along the lines of, it's impossible to be, how does he put it? It's impossible for us to get relegated this season. So he's obviously made his mind up that the other sides are just completely. And I mean, if that was the case, why did he sack Jesse Marsh? Why have he sacked Jesse Marsh? And could Jesse Marsh have done something for us in these final games? Personally speaking, I don't think he would have done. I think we were on such a bad losing spell. Something had to be changed, and Gracia has come in and he's picked up some points for us, and let me tell you, those are valuable points, and I'm pretty sure under Jesse Marsh's headless chicken brand of soccer, we would have ended up or we would have found ourselves rooted somewhere at the bottom with Southampton. At the moment, we still have a fighting chance of keeping out of the relegation zone of the bottom 3. It is in our hands. Today could be a bleak day for us, though, depending on what else happens in the Premier League. And I think, if you want me to have a look at one of the games, let me know. I've got all the games here. I can watch any game you want. Why am I doing this live stream? Well, when nobody asks, and it's not a Leeds United live stream. Brighton are playing Chelsea today. There's a whole lot of other important fixtures. We're going to just run through those today, the day's football, and we'll try and pick out which one is going to be the most entertaining. Is it going to be the most entertaining? I mean, Southampton versus Southampton versus Palace could be the pick of the day. It could be a boring game, but I could see Crystal Palace giving that lot a right walloping after what they did to us. And if Roy Hodgson doesn't go down there today and get 3 points, honestly, it's anybody's game. It really is anybody's game. It throws the door wide open, and it will throw in a spanner in the works in the table, and it will make everybody suddenly start worrying very deeply. Because let me say this, I have no confidence that we're going to get 3 points against Liverpool on Monday night. Not a chance. After what we saw against Crystal Palace, I think the lads have lost the confidence a little bit. I hope that the little break down in Monte Carlo or wherever they've been, Scarborough, Skegness, Morecambe or whatever, I hope that has given them the rest that they needed, allowed them to rebuild a little bit of camaraderie, get a little bit of confidence back in the group, and hopefully, this set of players that we have are going to be enough for us to escape the relegation zone with some ease this season. It is just mind-boggling, this Premier League. I just can't, honestly. I mean, let me know in the comments. Do you feel the same? Do you have any other thoughts? We're going to have a little look. We'll go for, I think, the Southampton Crystal Palace game. I think that's going to be the juicy game of the day for us. I think we're going to hopefully see a Crystal Palace win. And if that happens, it just gives us another week of breathing room, breathing space in order to get our act together. For the game following on from Liverpool, right? So it's all to play for. It's still all to play for. We've got a fighting chance. I know everybody's a bit downhearted after that Crystal Palace game. I certainly am. But we have to remain optimistic. We have to march on together, and we're just getting some information from the broadcaster. It's McCarthy, Kotakar, Onachu, Perrod, Armstrong, Mara, Dejanopo, Edzoe, Edsalui is the subs for Southampton. We're going to look at the Palace side now. And he's gone with Owen Goodman in net. Mijelovic, he's changed the back line. Mijelovic, Tompkins, Sambilonga, Mateta. I mean, it's a total change around in the side. Is this for Roy Hodgson? I don't know why you would do that after giving Leeds an absolute pasting. He's put Eze, Decore, Schlupp in the midfield. He's playing a 4-3-3 according to what's been offered up by the Premier League. Elise, Edouard and Ayew and the front three for Crystal Palace. So it's another, one assumes that Crystal Palace have had couple of injuries maybe out of that Leeds game. Maybe they've had a couple of injuries. I haven't been following it, but perhaps they've had a couple of injuries over that resting that period since that dreadful Easter Sunday performance as far as Leeds fans are concerned. I think that Palace are going to be the team to win this match. I certainly hope so. My money would be on Palace after a convincing victory against Leeds. It's really anybody's game. Nobody can predict what's going on. Hello if you're joining. I'm not looking at any comments at the minute, but I'll if you comment and let me know you're watching, that'd be really nice. I just want to say that this Aston Villa result it's mind-blowing. It is a mind-blowing result. I just don't see. We talk about consistency. We talk about a lot of other things, and this Premier League this season, it is a complete merry-go-round mishmash of how are we going to put a starting 11 out who are going to look half decent on television for the global broadcaster. I think that's what's going on. I really do. I just wonder if there's some sort of backroom Premier League discussion going on about, well, your manager's terrible, your team don't look good on TV, can you do something about it? And suddenly managers start losing their jobs. Suddenly it's all craziness, and Game is started already. A few seconds underway, 23 seconds, and Crystal Palace are going down. The left-hand side, they're trying to attack down the left-hand side, but they've conceded a goal kick, I believe, by the look of it. Yeah, they have. So Southampton with the goal kick. They've got two players in the 18-yard box. Looks like the keeper's taking a run up. He's going to take it long. I don't know why teams do that, playing out from the back stuff. Just pump it up the pitch. Michael Oliver is the referee in charge. Southampton versus Palace. And it's going to be a really, really tough game. And the ball has come back. I think it's Ayew. And it's headed out. Oh my God. And Decore has a shot from about 16 yards out, and he's thumped it high and wide over the. What is the Southampton goalkeeper doing? He runs out to the edge of his 18-yard box. The ball's nowhere near 18-yard box, and he's run out, and the ball gets headed out. And Decore just tries to. I don't know what he's trying to do. Trying to clip it into the roof of the net, but unfortunately, clips it more likely into the roof of the stand. And Crystal Palace are having the best of the opening moments in this game. It's a huge, huge weekend, as you know, for Leeds United. Are these results going to go for us? From a Leeds United point of view, we really want Palace to be winning this match. Not convincingly, but just Crystal Palace 1-0 will do. For us, we'll be happy with that. And Southampton are attacking. Oh, and it's straight at the keeper. It's a poor shot. The Southampton keeper's got the Southampton manager's got a nice suit on there. He's walking around in his technical area, giving his orders. Little wide ball inside the 18-yard box just lets the Southampton striker. He's just gone out a little bit too far out, and he can't get enough power on it. But Crystal Palace are back in possession. It's going down the Crystal Palace left-hand side, but there's a crossfield ball in, and the Southampton keeper gathers that comfortably. So no danger there. Rolls it out to the two defenders who were. I think it's Elise, is it? Yeah, it is. Yeah, it's a really. It's just going up and down left hand side of the pitch at the minute. It's all over the place. The ball, not much control from Southampton. They're trying to play a long game into Crystal Palace. That'll suit them just fine. Some strong guys at the back, big strong guys that they're gonna pluck balls out of the air all day long with that, I think. If you didn't already know, Leeds Bird Rants is doing her first live stream apparently today, so we might have to go over there. I'll wish her all the best of luck. We'll try and get over there at half time. I don't know if she's there at half time or not. Maybe she's there now, I don't know. I haven't had a notification. I had actually set a reminder for it, and like anything else, I support all the Leeds, as many as possible. As many Leeds channels as possible. I don't know if she's there or not. It doesn't look like it is, but maybe I'm missing something, so I'm going to have a look in a minute. I mean, she's super professional, is Kate. I think I love her thumbnails, and her thumbnails are getting better and better and better. and I just wonder if she's doing a live there or not. Well, it says here midnight at, on the 16th, but she's listed. It's listed twice. I don't know what's happened there. So maybe she's midnight. That's like 3 hours. Maybe it's like post match. She's going to do post match. I'll drop a link in there if you want to go and have a look at Leeds Bird Rants after this. Go right ahead. We don't have any. There's no competition between me or the other channels, but I always think that she has a very insightful view of the game. It's a different view of the game to perhaps other people. Some of the stuff, a lot of the stuff is great. Some of it, like anything else, I disagree with, but I'm not going to say that I hate her. I watch a lot of her content. I'll let you know that. I do watch her videos whenever I see one popping up on the recommended feed on my mobile phone on a morning. It's certainly well worth a good watch. And she talks about something that interests me. So Walcott's got getting in behind here. He's just got the ball at the end of the edge of the 18-yard box. Sulemana and Lavia has a shot from about 35 yards. It's straight into a pile of bodies and defected out. But Ayu's back there defending for Crystal Palace. He tries to win a free kick, and I don't think the referee's going to buy that one. It's more likely a throw-in. Yeah, it's a little bit soft, and as soon as he's going down, he's literally looking at the linesman. Nice bit of play from Ayew, but linesman hasn't bought his dive either, or his descent to the ground. I think it's not a good thing. That hello, if you're watching, I've got two watchers. One of them's myself. I am monitoring the live chat. If you do want to say hello, always nice for you to let me know you're watching. If you are watching and just joining us, watching Southampton Crystal Palace, Decore. Lovely little bit of play there by Southampton down the left hand side. They managed to retain possession, and they've played a long ball to aiming for Theo Walcott, but there's just a bit much on it. It goes all the way through to the Palace goalkeeper. So Southampton aren't done yet with this Premier League relegation battle. Like all the other teams, they're scrapping to stay in this team, stay in touch with the bottom pack, not let the other pack of teams get away from them. But unfortunately for them, they're a little bit adrift at the minute. I think they get a result here today, you know, everybody's going to have to be concerned. Leeds are going to have to be really concerned. We're going to have to pick up those points against Liverpool. Guy at the back. Elise pumps the ball over to the left hand side, but a little bit of misdirection, and Jeffrey Schlupp can't get to it. It's gone for a goal kick, Southampton. Really good crossfield ball that into Schlupp, but Schlupp's just not advanced enough to get hold of it, and he's not in a position to try and pick it up. Southampton have a throw in with Walker Peters. It's just near the halfway line. Nice header, but Palace have cleared the lines, and the ball's turned over to Southampton. They're trying to pick that ball up as often as they can, winning the second balls at the minute, Southampton. But Palace picked it up again. It's 10 minutes on the clock, and you can say that it's 0-0. It's an ideal. A 0-0 for us is ideal. For Leeds is ideal, but it still gives Southampton a point, and it doesn't do anything in terms of goal difference for either team. Goal difference is going to be important, I think, going into these final few games of the Premier League, final few weeks. Oh, that was an unlucky ball, but there's a shove, and I think it's... Yeah, it's a shove in the back by Schlupp onto one of the Southampton players. It's number 26. Not sure who that is, but difficult to pick up the lettering on when it's got red and white lettering with the camera. I don't know what that is. Maybe it's just the colourings or anything. But Southampton have a free kick in a handy position. It's 35 yards out, almost direct centre of the goal. Ward-Prowse takes it short. Walker-Peters, Sulemana goes down the outside. He's trying to get round there and get a ball in, but he tries to play it with the outside of his right boot, and it's gone for a corner ball. Yeah, Southampton corner then. And it's on the near side here. It's Ward-Prowse who stood over it. The ball isn't even spotted up on the corner circle. And I mean, clearly it's not at all. But there's just a small fraction of the ball on the corner circle. But Ward-Prowse has drilled it in low, and it's a set piece that they've worked on the deck. But it's not come off for Southampton. And Rebo drills it in, but He's kind of stabs at it, and it's gone way over the Crystal Palace goal. Unfortunately for Leeds, unfortunately for Southampton. You can see that a lot of these clubs, I mean Leeds are included, seem to have worked a lot on set pieces over recent weeks. I think that's the Gracia influence. We seem to be a lot better than what we have been over recent months, probably years, in the set piece department, corner balls, free kicks, etc. Rocker, Aronson doing quite well in that front, but those seem to be proving fruitful for us, picking up a few goals, etc. But getting the goals in open play has got to be a priority for Leeds. The ball's been knocked about between the back two central defenders and the Crystal Palace goalkeeper at the minute. And Crystal Palace are knocking the ball about. They're just making Southampton work for it. They're not advancing very far up the pitch at all. Ball is now up to the halfway line with a long ball from the defence, and Ayew's forward, is it? And it's Elise, and he's scored, but there is a question about offside. If it's offside, it's a very late flag. Linesman's got his flag up, but it's a late flag, and Elise there is... Yeah, he's just gone a second too early. If he'd have just held his line, held the run a little bit, he'd have gone in there because he's unmarked. And that is a massive warning for Southampton that Crystal Palace are just going to open them up like a can of beans if they're going to let Elise do what he wants to do in the middle of the park. It's not a good. It's a nice finish, and the goalkeeper reacted, and it suggests that he didn't know that at the time it was offside. I'm going to need a cup of tea, I think, in a few minutes. It's a lovely finish from Elise, by the way. And Crystal Palace are on the attack again, and Southampton are under some pressure. And it's Edouard causing more trouble for Southampton down that left hand side, and Southampton keeper throws it out to their left hand side. Now they're trying to advance up that left hand side, but there's not much happening for Southampton in terms of players running and trying to make some space. They're all a little bit stagnant, and the assistant has spotted a free kick, but it's been taken quickly, and Southampton are just slowly going forward, trying to make up the yardage on Crystal Palace, and it's gone out to the right hand side, and Palace defenders are appealing against Maitland-Niles for offside, but the linesman or the assistant referee hasn't done anything about it, and play just continues. I definitely see goals in this game. If you have any goal predictions, score predictions, let me know. Shove them in the comments box. I think I can't see Crystal Palace struggling in this game. The opening few minutes suggest that they're not going to struggle. They're going to come here and boss it. They're going to boss Southampton. And there's a free kick given against, I think it's Jordan Ayew against Ward-Prowse. And Southampton take it short. They're just knocking it around in the back at the minute, but they play it into their repo into the middle of the park. Walker Peters down the left hand side of the 18-yard box. Walcott. That's a lovely effort. Southampton are Crystal Palace are looking a little bit lapsed at the back. Theo Walcott there has a really good little interchange with I think it's Alana, is it? And Crystal Palace lucky not to be 1-0 down. They're also, you could say, they're lucky not to be a couple of goals up. It's that kind of season. There's some really good opportunities happening in this game. It's definitely not going to finish 0-0. I hope it doesn't. Those are the worst games. Southampton 34%. 34% for the win, 33% for the draw, 33% for the Palace win here in this game. But after what Palace did to Leeds at Elland Road last week, one can only surmise that Palace should win this game quite comfortably in the end. A little bit of ball's gone back, worked its way back to the Palace keeper, who just puts his foot on it, trains a few minutes, and Roy Hodgson's just at the edge of his technical area. He's not gesticulating at the minute. He looks quite happy with what's going on. He's not saying very much. Not waving his arms around, and it's a good opening 20 minutes is this, 19 minutes on the clock now for Palace, and ball's gone out to the right hand side with Southampton as they're kicking from right to left as we are looking, and there's a ball tossed in, and Sulemana just trying to get the cross there. There's a cross coming in, and it's just a bit too much on it for him. It's a little bit too high. He's got Ward in the way, and he just can't get across the front of Ward enough, and he just can't push himself a little bit to the left, and he probably gets a clean header on it. It's an uncontrolled header. It's gone out, but somehow Ward must have got the final touch on that as it's gone out. Southampton have won a corner ball. Ward-Prowse fires it in towards the back post. Southampton are trying to win it. An ambitious effort there from the Southampton player. Alcaraz is it, and he just thumps it from about 25 yards on the volley. It's at an angle, but there's not enough energy on it, and he's just plucked out the air by the Palace keeper. Yeah, in case you're wondering why we're doing a live stream today, we've got earlier today I put a bit of a vote out. Shall we do a live stream? Do you want me to do a live stream about a relegation game? One person voted. Yes, yes, you said. Niles, Maitland Niles. It's on the right hand side. He loses possession. He was in there. He's picked up the ball, but it's been intercepted by Maitland Niles again, and it's gone out now for a throw in. It looks like it's Crystal Palace who've won it. Yeah, it's Crystal Palace who've won the free kick. The throw in. If Southampton get relegated, I mean, you might know better than me, but I can't remember Southampton playing in a lower division for a long time. They've always been a top flight club for many years, and we'll have a little look at the stats on that. I think we'd have to go back a lot of years to see Southampton not in the top flight of English football. Attempts so far: Southampton 5, Palace 2. Shots on target: Southampton 1, Crystal Palace 0. So they've, according to this, they've had the better of the opening half. Not what I've seen so far. They're not really controlling or dominating the possession. Palace are certainly giving them a game, but I don't think, like anything else, I don't think Palace have really started yet. Hodgson's probably just happy with them just to hold them off. He probably knows that they lack the quality, they lack the finishing finesse that you need in the Premier League. They lack that killer instinct up front, and he's probably not too worried. Just let them sort of dominate the play a little bit, and we'll have a go at them later on. I think that's what's probably going to happen here again. To Southampton, and Southampton need to be very wary and very mindful. If they watch that game last week at Elland Road, they will probably know that the second half is going to be a lot different to the first half. I think with this Roy Hodgson side, that there's certainly going to be a different proposition, a different animal in that second half. I think they had 8 shots, did Crystal Palace against Leeds, for the entire game, and as we know, 5 of them found the way in the back of the net. And Southampton are opening Crystal Palace up here. Oh! And it's Theo Walcott with a really lovely little interception. Oh, he's a lovely run at the back there. And Palace lost the ball. It was a slack pass, and it found its way to Theo Walcott, and he's about 10 yards out, and he just fires it into the near post. But he puts too much on it, does Theo Walcott. It's gone over the top, and Southampton are certainly raising the warning flags a little bit for Crystal Palace here. I think that we're looking for a really entertaining game for this match. I think there's going to be a lot happen. I don't think we are. Yeah. The Leeds run in, we'll talk about that in a minute or two. Of course, how this game affects us is going to be determined as the day goes on. At the minute, looking around the Premier League, the match to report is Villa won convincingly 3-0 against Newcastle, and that is a setback for their European ambitions. I still think they'll qualify, Newcastle. I don't think there's going to be too much of a problem. Brighton have scored down at against Brighton and Hove Albion. Everton have conceded against Fulham. Fulham there 1-0 up to the good. As we know, Southampton Palace 0-0. Wolves, Brentford 0-0. Spurs and Bournemouth. I mean, come on, Spurs. What are you doing? I don't know what's happened there. Has that been a late kick-off? It's only 5 minutes in, and that seems a bit unusual. So we're just going to see if that has been delayed or something like that. But so far, it's on its 8th minute is that game, and don't have any news about what might have happened or what might have occurred during that match. I'm just going to have a look at what's going on. Oh, first half begin. Yeah, there's no word on that. Maybe it was down as a late kick-off. I don't know why. But maybe there's something happening down in London. Probably tube strikes or something like that. You know how it is. And yeah, that's going to be an important game for us, is that? So we might have to tune in and have a look at that game later on. It's 51% Spurs, 49% Bournemouth at the minute. Bournemouth have had a shot on, but it wasn't on target, and it's still very early stages of that game. Alcaraz is on the ball here, and the sun's come out down at Southampton. Southampton are looking a little bit dangerous, but Palace have kept the shape, and Eze's had a really influential moment in trying to defend that, I think, by the look of it. Yeah, they say that the front four haven't done very much, blah blah blah. Well, it's still early days, and Palace aren't. They're not forced to go chasing after like at Leeds. They didn't really start doing anything until they only had a couple of chances in that first half. They were both off target. Then they get the free kick, don't they? There's plenty of time for Crystal Palace to come into this match. I think they probably will. I think they'll probably end up winning it. I think it'll be convincing for them as well. Now just have a little look at Leeds United fixtures. Fulham is next Saturday, 22nd of April. That's away. Leeds against Leicester. That's another crazy time kick-off for me. Is that? Luckily, I'll be on holiday by then, so yeah, we'll do a watch along for that. Leicester City. That's an 8 p.m. kick-off at home. So we've got Leicester to play. Bournemouth as well. That's a huge match. Is that Sunday the 30th of April? I mean, it just doesn't. Then when you think it doesn't rain, it certainly pours, because in May we're going to need. It would be nice to say that we're going to be safe by May, because at the minute you've got Man City away, 7th of May. 13th we're at home against Newcastle. If you're safe by then, you don't need to worry about the rest of it. West Ham away, Saturday the 20th of May. Spurs 28th of May at 4:30. That's another Sunday kickoff. I think that is the last game, is it? Yeah, last game is that 28th of May. So a little bit of a prolonged season this year because of the World Cup. It's a little bit different from normal. And speaking of Ward-Prowse, Benderek has picked up the ball. He's got a throw in. He's going to try and take a long one. Stuffs the ball under his shirt. Tries to dry it. He's in conversation with the referee's assistant. He's just a couple of yards up from the from the corner flag. It's a long ball into the Crystal Palace box, and it's headed back in. Ward-Prowse. Oh, and that's Elise, but Elise loses the ball. Palace are just dropping off a little bit against Southampton here. Southampton are knocking it about in the midfield. They've got all the possession at the minute, Southampton, and there's a ball over to the left-hand side to Walker Peters, trying to cut inside, tries to play one down the line, but it's not good from Walker Peters. It's intercepted. He has another bite of the cherry, and he does it again. He's a little 1-2. Ward Prowse. And Palace are doing just exactly what they did at Leeds, nice and tight. They've got one man in the centre circle, and Palace are just trying to Southampton are just trying to probe their way through. But there's an interception, and Elise has picked up the ball. Palace aren't committing too many men forward, but they're not taking the time. No, sorry, they are taking the time. Ayew. There is an insinuation that Lavier had his shirt pulled during this little build-up, and there might be some words from the referee. There might also be a card. Schlupp. Oh, into Ayew, but he just can't bring it under control, and Southampton breathe again. They're trying to clear the ball out. There's a little shove. Menderek, I think it is. Yeah, it's not a good foul to concede. Alcaraz, is it? Yeah. And Southampton pick the ball up again. Crystal Palace do as we always say they do. They're just going to drop deep, retain their positions, go to where the manager's told them to be during the opposition possession spell. There's a little offside call there, and the referee's given it. Yeah. It's of course it's Theo Walcott who was offside. Edouard. Crystal Palace just messing around a bit, taking the time over this one. They're having a bit of a deliberation who's going to take this offside free kick, and it's the keeper who's stepped up to the mark. He's waved all the other players up, and it's a quick order from Roy Hodgson, and Palace are proceeding up the pitch, but they're like anything else, they're worried about getting caught on the break. And that's if Southampton have the talent and skill to unlock Crystal Palace on the break. I'm not so sure that they do. It's pumped up. It's a long ball, it's high up, but it's being fought hard by Crystal Palace, who end up being the victors of that little duel. It's up in the air, and Palace knock it back. This keeper who's got it with the ball, Ward out. There's a foul on Ward, who picks it up. He's wearing a captain's armband today, and it's Ward wins a free kick there. It's a little bit of rough play from the Southampton left winger. There's a little clip there on one of the Southampton players, and I don't know if the ref saw that or he thought it was a bit of a slip. Hodgson just having a little chin. Got his hand on his chin. He's just having a little scratch there, a little shake of the head. Southampton pick up the ball again. And they're knocking it back a little bit. They're knocking it around the back line. They're not advancing very quickly. Not worried about trying to get a goal. And it's difficult to see what is going to go on here with this match. We're going to have a look at today's fixtures. And there's an equaliser. Everton versus Fulham, and it's Fulham 1, Everton 1 at the moment, and it's Chelsea 1, Brighton 0, and Wolverhampton have got a goal against Brentford, but thankfully Tottenham have got a goal against Bournemouth as well. So it's positions are changing all. The positions in this Premier League are changing all the time. There's a lot of time to go just yet. And Southampton are here, and it's Walcott, and he just fails to bring it under his control. He's just on the edge of the 18-yard box, and it's the referee's assistant's called offside again. And he's not offside there. I mean, I wouldn't say it's offside, but the centre backs are instantly appealing to the referee's assistant about that. And I mean, it must have been a finger or a wrist. And the referee's assistant, I mean, that's how it looks on that camera angle, but the referee's assistant gets a good look at it. He's right in line with it. The angles and stuff like that with the cameras, if it's a static camera like we have here, it's just swinging from right to left, left to right. It doesn't really follow the line of the defenders, and it's difficult sometimes to tell. It was very, very marginal. I don't know how they've given it offside, but it would have certainly looked to me like it was onside. Had it been a goal or a VAR appeal, it would have been an interesting watch to see what happened there. Anderson forward. Oh, and there's a foul. Walcott has been clobbered by Mitchell right on the touchline. And Walcott, the ball's just coming over Walcott's shoulder. He just turns to try and get it and pump it up the touchline. But as he's doing so, Mitchell comes in with a high boot and clobbers Theo Walcott on his ankle. Maitland-Niles is there trying to get Walcott up to his feet, and he's limping, and I hope that Theo Walcott is alright. Hopefully it's just a little knock and it's not too serious for Theo Walcott. He's limping around. I think they've more or less told him to try and run it off until half time. 39 minutes coming up on the clock as we speak. And Southampton are building slowly from the back. Walcott just tries to play a little ball on the inside, but he can't. He doesn't find anybody, and Palace pick up possession, but it's come back to Walcott again. Alcaraz just gets on that, but Anderson was appealing for offside again. He wasn't offside, Alcaraz, and he just turns, and literally as soon as he gets the ball, is appealing for it immediately, and it's like, no, I mean, that's a terrible clearance. He should have done better there. But he's giving the referee's assistant a bit of grief over that. And Southampton have got themselves a corner, rightly so. Nice sunny afternoon down there on the south coast by the look of it. And Sulemana's about to, he makes way for Ward-Prowse. Sulemana again, there's a little interchange. They can't decide who's going to take the corner, but Sulemana shifts his body to the outside, tries to fire it in, but Eze manages to stop that from happening. It goes out for another corner. And Ward-Prowse isn't happy about these short corners, so he's just going to fire one in now, I think. Deadly accuracy as always, I think. Ward-Prowse. Oh, and there's an appeal for an handball as the ball came back down. And Maitland-Niles has pumped it back in, but Ward-Prowse is trying to get his head on it, but it's cut out by Mitchell. He's conceded another corner. And Southampton have really got Crystal Palace on the rack here. They're looking for a goal. And it's Sulemana who looks like he's going to take this corner ball this time. So a little bit of a change there from Southampton. Bit of dispute, I think, among the players who should take the corner balls. Sulemana plays it short. Nice little 1-2 into Smith Ward-Prowse. Oh, and it's Walcott who just can't get his body turned against Edouard, and it's gone for a Southampton throw in. Edouard just pumps it out and hopes that we could get a throw in, and it's Jordan Ayew blasting down the left hand side for Crystal Palace. There's nobody up with him. He's holding the ball, and the amount of yardage there is brilliant from Jordan Ayew. He's taken all the pressure off the back four, off the midfield, and he's just literally run it down the line before one of the Southampton players comes in, makes an interception, and the ball is now almost in line with the Southampton 18-yard box. Really good run from Jordan Ayew there. He was cornered, pinned up against the corner, up against the touchline, and he's just running with it. Oh, and there's a foul. That must be a foul. And it's Anderson. He's brought down the Southampton midfielder, and then he's kicked the ball away. He's got one yellow card for that. And Anderson's got his hands all over the player there. And he's got him by the arm, he's got him by the shoulder, and literally just bundles him down to the floor. It's a yellow card. It could easily be a red, because it's 2 yellow card offences, that kicking the ball away after the referee's blown the whistle, but the referee's been a bit lenient. Eze over to Ayew down the left. Oh, I think is it Edouard? He tries to pull it back there. It's just going into the schlup, and he tries to pull it back as the ball's getting to the byline from the corner flag, and he just can't get enough on it. Can't schlup. There's nobody there in the 18-yard box for Crystal Palace. They're not overcommitting themselves in this first half. They're sitting very deep, being very, very cautious. Pardon me for the notification dings. Anderson is the player who's on a yellow card now. That's who it is. The Southampton keeper there he was on the end of a really, really slack back pass. He manages to clear it out, but don't know, was there any contact there? Bazumu? No, he did. I don't think there was the Palace player. I think it might be Schlupp went in there sliding in. Might be it's difficult to see when the contrast and stuff on the pitch, isn't it? It's a really bright sunny day, but the camera does struggle when the ball and players go into the shaded areas of the pitch, and it's sometimes a bit difficult to see who's involved. Crystal Palace are 0-0 at the minute. We're coming up on half time. This is the time when Crystal Palace scored against Leeds United. 45 minutes now on the clock. As we go have a little look around, see what's going on in the other games. As we said earlier, Villa beat Newcastle 3-0. Chelsea 1-1, Brighton, Everton 1-1, Fulham, 0-0 as we're watching. Spurs are a goal to the good against Bournemouth, so that's good news. But you can't rely on Tottenham Hotspur. Southampton picked the ball up. It's just been knocked around between the defenders at the moment. They're not too interested in going forward. It'll be on the back of the mind that you don't want to make a mistake at the end of half time. They will have learnt the lesson that Leeds had last week, and they're not interested in risking anything. 46 minutes, and that's the time up. But we're just waiting for the ref now to give his confirmation that the first half is over, and they're just knocking it around on the halfway line. Crystal Palace have completely dropped off, and that's it. Half-time whistle from the ref, and it's so far a very difficult game to commentate on. It's not high quality. There's been no goals, been a couple of chances for mainly Southampton. Southampton have shaded it in that first half, I think. They seem to be the team that has dominated that first half, but that's not always the best thing, is it? Not always the best way forward. We're just going to have a little look at some stats. Most players are on about 5 at the moment for the rating. The Southampton players. Southampton 59% possession, 41% for Palace. Shots 8 on for Southampton, 2 for Palace. 2 shots on target Southampton, 0 for Palace. 6 corners won for Southampton, 0 for Palace. So this tells you everything you need to know. It's quite, given the context of the game, it's fair. I believe it's definitely fair. Fouls 1 for Southampton, 7 for Palace. So nothing really to report. Just looking at the other scores again in the Premier League as we go into half time, and there's nothing really to report other than Wolves beating Brentford. That's not a good one for us. Spurs beating Bournemouth. That is a good one for us. Fulham, Everton drawing 1 apiece. Chelsea, Brighton are now drawing 1 apiece. I mean, that game doesn't affect us. Both teams are, one would expect, way clear of us, but you never know. Under Frank Lampard's 10 years ship at Chelsea, it could go horribly wrong for them. I mean, that would be hilarious if we end up finishing on the similar points to Chelsea. At the minute, I think we're about 8 or 9 points behind them. But you never know. Things can certainly happen. If Frank loses the dressing room down there at Stamford Bridge, it's going to be an interesting one. Rangers 1-0 up against St Mirren. So just in case anybody cares about Scottish football, I know probably most of you don't, but I do have a friend who does. But there we go. Right, that's me done for this first half. We're going to go and get ourselves a cup of tea. I think that'll be the fair thing, and then I'll see you back there for the second half. When we can find the overlays and stuff like that, we'll be good to go. Not much change at the moment. We'll talk about that. Wolves obviously doing really well. Bournemouth not doing very well. Southampton got a point. 20 puts them on 24. Leicester, of course, we mentioned Leicester. Forest again, 27. Everton, they're going to be 28 now, aren't they, Everton? I think if they draw this game, it's going to be a good result for us, is that. We just could do with Bournemouth to lose, Wolves to lose, and then they don't get away from us too much. And whatever happens then on Monday night, it's in our hands, and hopefully we can get something out of a very, very good Liverpool team. Okay, I'll see you all for the half time. Go get yourself a cup of tea, and I'll I'll see you then. Yes, hello, we're coming back. We're just getting some news in that apparently Bournemouth arrived late from the for the kick-off of that game today, so there's going to be some kind of FA inquiry about what's going on. They could be asked to explain. You just couldn't make it up, could you? They're going to be asked to explain why they were late. I find it very, very difficult to see what's gone on there, but I'm going to try and share that screen, but I'm struggling to do that at the minute. Slides, extra camera, yeah. But it seems that there's been a problem with Bournemouth getting to the ground, and they're late. Apparently the Spurs players were ready at kick-off time, and the game started around about 30 minutes late. So maybe you saw that little flick, that screen that I was showing. We'll have a little look at that. 58% possession, 7 shots, 2 shots on target, 261 passes, 216 completed passes. Very good percentage up for Southampton. 6 corners, 1 foul, and 0 yellow cards. Palace, on the other hand, they've not really got going during this game so far. 42% possession, 2 shots, 0 shots on target, 189 passes, completed 145. That's another good pass rate, isn't it? Corners 0, foul 7. They've got 1 yellow card, Southampton. Crystal Palace. So all to play for in this second half. I think I still have Palace for a win. Perhaps Roy's going to change things up a little bit. He's giving them a bit of a G up at half time. Perhaps they're going to surprise us this game. Perhaps this game could surprise us. Perhaps, so it could end up being Southampton 3-0. Who knows? It's madness. Absolute madness is this game at the minute, this sport. And I'm just having a little look at some of the things online. What wins would you like this weekend? Fulham, Palace, Spurs, yeah. A lot of the Leeds fans having a good conversation on the Leeds page. Some of them have got the stats up, and this is the one that the Leeds fans seem to be watching. Villa, yeah. And Man United fans are obviously very pleased with that Villa result today. A lot happening, and Crystal Palace are in here. Oh, and it's a lovely cutback, but there's nobody there for Crystal Palace to finish a really good move. I'm going to have to take this one, I'm afraid, by the look of it. I've got a call incoming. Back in a minute. Right, well, we're back, and it was an update from the wife. She's been out. She's away from home at the minute, so of course it's one that you can't ignore, isn't it? So the little one's out, and they're out. They're having a bit of fun. They're away for a few days at the family house. So I'm just at where I live. We live at the moment, and there's been a couple of chances. And it sounds like it's Southampton who are on the ball at the minute. They've had a couple of really good opportunities, and it's still 0-0 now. Can Crystal Palace make them pay? There's a lovely ball over to Ayew, brings it down to his chest, crosses it in with his left foot, and it's a goal from Eze. And thankfully, Crystal Palace have gone ahead here. Down at the St Mary's, and Eze's got a really, really good goal there. It's a lovely little bit of play from Ayew, and it's doom and gloom for the Saints. I'm afraid it's a lovely crossfield ball that's coming to Ayew and he's come round the back and he's on the left hand side. He's unmarked at the back post. It's coming, it's a little bit long, but he's managed to bring it down beautifully on his chest. He's gone out, brought it down with his right foot, crosses it over with his left. Just fires it in towards Eze. Eze picks it up and takes a little touch and just fires it in the back of the goal with his left foot. The keeper's nowhere near. Keeper should have done a lot better. Ayew's having his shirt pulled there. It's the keeper who actually saves it and palms it out to Eze. I didn't see that. It was very, very difficult to see. It happened so quickly that the keeper palms the ball out from Ayew's cross, and it just lands at the feet of Eze, who just sticks it in the back of the net with his left foot as the keeper's rolling to try and see where the ball's gone. And Eze, 54 minutes. And it's not a bad afternoon, isn't this, now for Leeds United? Keeping Southampton stuck at the bottom of this Premier League has got to be a priority, as well as Leicester and Nottingham Forest. Leicester, of course, we've got to play at Elland Road, so it is still in our hands. We still need to pick up these 3 points. We can't sit here every week in, week out relying on other teams to do us favours. Doesn't work like that in any league, and we are the masters of our own destiny, I think. Hodgson looks quite pleased with that from Palace, and with that I don't see, unless Southampton can find a bit of quality, which it's like anything else, isn't it? The teams have lacked it going forward. No knee-jerk reactions or signs of any knee-jerk reactions yet from the Southampton bench. Expect that will change very shortly. Southampton have had 11 successive seasons in the Premier League. And I don't think there's going to be a 12th by the look of this. Crystal Palace are finding an extra gear. I think they're going to find a little bit of extra confidence and a little bit of skill. But Southampton are not done. They're coming back. But Mitchell has won the ball back there from the Southampton player, and it's a really good bit of determined play from Mitchell. Eze on the edge of the 18-yard box. Elise to Corey, and he tries to clip a ball into Eze, but there's a deflection. It's gone out for a Crystal Palace corner ball. Palace are going to find an extra gear here. I think they've got the impetus. They've now got the goal, and if Southampton start trying to press Palace a little bit more. I think that Palace will just pick them off. They're solid enough at the back. They've got the quality at the back. They're not going to. I don't see them losing this match, to be honest with you. Ward out to Elise. Little step over. Little ball on the inside to Ayew, but he can't. It's a little bit too much on it for Ayew. He has to chase it to the touchline, but there's a scrap. And there's a foul, I think, by Jordan Ayew. Play looks like it's being pulled back. And the ball's opened up, and it's opened up for Crystal Palace. So Palace are running at Southampton with Schlopp, but Schlopp can't find any player. He doesn't. Tries to take it on himself, and he's tackled. And Southampton are under a bit of pressure, but they're now going back up the other end. Oh, and there's a slip on the edge of the 18-yard box. Kana. Rebo. Southampton pick it up again just on their left-hand side. It's the far side of the pitch. And Southampton retain possession. They're just knocking it around a little bit. They're not too worried. They're not in a hurry. Putting the foot on the ball. Just Crystal Palace have literally sat straight back in their defensive positions. There's a lovely ball in by Ward-Prowse, but Sam Johnson collects it, and he's going to... I don't think Sam Johnson was in the starting lineup, was he? I don't recall that. Anyway, I'm going to have to check that, because I didn't see his name when I was looking through the starting lineup for this match. Good news, Fulham are 2-1 up against Everton. This game is going for us as well. Wolves still lead Brentford, and Bournemouth 1-1. Elise picks up the ball. Yeah, it's Sam Johnson. He did make the start. Maybe I misread the graphic at the beginning. Johnson kicks it out to the left hand side. And it's Mitchell. Back to Johnson. Mitchell again, and he's dispossessed, but he's won a throw in for that. A couple of Southampton substitutions are happening at the minute. I'm not sure what that was. Aribo and Walcott are coming off. And Anicho and Genepo coming on for Southampton. And I'm surprised they've taken Walcott off, because Walcott, an established player at this level, is always likely to try and cause a bit of trouble for the opponent. And over his career, I've always admired Theo Walcott. And Southampton are in possession at the minute.
fired it out to the left-hand side, but it's not a good pass. It's a long ball over the top, but it's gone out for a Crystal Palace throw-in. It's halfway inside the Crystal Palace half, and it's still looking good for Leeds. Is this? We just need Wolves to lose their mind at Brentford. Of course, the Wolves fans will totally disagree with me on that. I think, hopefully there could be some dodgy VAR decisions and a couple of Wolves players getting sent off, or a couple of Brentford penalties. What are you talking about? You can't say that. Just have done, mate. I do enjoy watching that. If you've ever watched that Wolves channel, those three guys, I think one of them's Dave and it's his dad. And usually his mate, and they go, all three of them go. It is comedy gold watching them three. So we need some controversy in the Wolves game. We need some, come on Brentford, what are you playing at? Oh dear. Palace in control of this. Southampton are fading force in this match. And there's a challenge there by Kotchap, and he's gone over the back of Eze high up in the air, and he's fallen uncontrollably. I think he's on his head. We're just getting another look at that. He's gone right over the top of him. Oh, and he's jarred himself. He's come down the back of his head. Across his shoulders. The full force of his body weight has gone through his head there and shoulders and neck, and that is a nasty, nasty fall. When that kind of thing happens, it's called winding. And when you're winded like that, you're literally gasping and begging for breath, and that is a serious fall, and a lot of concern around his well-being. They're doing some tests on his neck just to make sure he's not too bad. But it looks like he's jarred himself there, jarred his neck. I think the terminology is for that one, and it was always a heavy fall. Is that the sort of? It's his own fault really for going in over the back of Eze, I think. Yeah. Just having some replays of the Palace goal, and it was a poor bit of goalkeeping. The keeper literally palmed it straight into Eze's path. He just brings it down and slots it home with his left boot. It's not a good bit of goalkeeping at all. And Kotchap looks like he's back up. He's probably a little bit dizzy, I would think, after that. It's when you jar your neck like that, it's not very pleasant at all. It's something that happened to me once upon a time during a gym PE lesson. I'll never forget that. I went over this, I think it was a horse or something like that, and made a right pig's ear of the landing, and ended up jarring my neck. Oh God, it's horrible. It's like your body goes into shock and you're just gasping for air. It's nasty. Palace on the attack here. That's a bad ball. But oh dearie me, there's been a calamity there. And it was an overweighted pass, I think, from Ward, and he pushes it in, but it's Ward just can't get to it, and he does get to it, does Ward, and he just crosses it in. The keeper dives for it, but it goes underneath him and it goes across the face of his goal, Benzu, and Eze smashes one from about 40 yards. It's an absolute brilliant goal, is that? What a strike from Eze. Out of absolutely nothing, Crystal Palace in the driving seat of this match. And there's no way back, I don't think, from Southampton. It's an absolute corking strike.
And Roy Hodgson must be thinking, you know, I can't believe my lucky stars getting this team again, and that he's making them play. And Eze, just from nothing, the space just opens up for him. He's got all the time in the world. He just turns, takes a couple of strides, and fires it. It's a nice little ball in. I think it's Schlupp that plays it into him, and it's an absolute peach of a finish from Eze. From maybe 30 yards out, he's just fired it drilled it into the bottom right-hand corner of the keeper's goal, and he just can't get anywhere near it. I mean, he's fired that in. And by the time he's realised what's happening, the keeper, the ball's gone way past him. He's diving, and he's halfway through his dive, and the ball's in the back of the net. I mean, he's hit that with some power, and he's just totally caught the keeper by surprise. And it's 2-0 to Crystal Palace, and it's a fantastic finish from Eze. .69 minutes on the clock in this match, and it's Southampton 0, Crystal Palace 2 if you're just joining. And it's another nail in the coffin of Southampton's relegation fight, I think. And Crystal Palace are just dominating, and when they pick the ball up, Southampton are just, you know, they're just lacking the ideas to try and get the ball in. But hang on a minute, they're coming forward here, Southampton, and there's a lovely little ball, but it's overweighted. It's an overweighted pass, and it's really not good enough for Southampton. They just don't look like anything else, isn't it? They just lack that quality. On Achu, who played that pass, and he just couldn't get anybody on the end of it. It's by the time the attackers have realised what's going on, it's gone out for a goal kick for Crystal Palace. Menzu and the Crystal Palace fans are having a party. I mean, I don't know why they were thinking they were going to get relegated. Perhaps they were going to get a bit concerned that they were going to get sucked in, but that's three matches for Roy Hodgson. And if it stays as it is, he's got maximum points out of it, 9 points. And he's just literally accelerating Crystal Palace away now from the danger zone. And Crystal Palace carry on like this in this vein of form, they're going to be on the toes of Chelsea in no time. Especially as Frank's going to be running Chelsea, mate. Oh, and that's a lovely ball, and it's, oh my God, what an effort that was. Southampton not done with this game yet. Everybody's written Southampton off. But it's Alcaraz who's had a shot, and it's come off the bar. Unbelievable effort from Alcaraz out of nothing. He's just stood on the edge of the 18, 20 yard, about 20, 25 yards out. And balls, Southampton are just coming forward, not really any urgency or anything. He picks up the ball and just fires it at the Crystal Palace goal, and the goalkeeper Johnson's nowhere near it, and it comes off the inside of the bar back out across to this near side, and Southampton now are attacking Crystal Palace, and then and I think it's Alcaraz again. There's a ball whipped in. There's a header off Ward-Prowse. The defender tries to head it out. and it is Alcaraz, and he just comes out. What an opportunity! What a chance! Alcaraz is suddenly come alive in this match, and it might not be over, folks. It might not be over for the Saints. And Hughes is coming on for Crystal Palace on the 73rd minute, and Edouard is coming off. It's hope. I mean, one would think that Hughes is going to drop in deep there and just try and break up the Southampton play, the Southampton midfielders, because the last few minutes they've shown that they can be dangerous, but they're just not clinical enough. They're struggling to find the back of the net, and Crystal Palace are living a little bit dangerously over the last 5. And Eze, the man on a hat-trick. Oh, what lovely play from Eze. Oh, he's played a lovely ball through. He just gets a deflection and he can't get it, but it's still alive for Palace. It's fired in. Benzu picks up the cross, throws it out to the left-hand side for Southampton. 16 minutes left for Southampton to do something, for them to get a goal. And one would think now they're going to be looking for anything anywhere near that 18-yard box, a penalty, a free kick. You know, something that's going to just give them that moment, try and get Ward-Prowse or Alcaraz on it. But Palace are remaining very disciplined in this match. They're, when we talk about discipline, they're maintaining the shape. They're not overcommitting themselves. They're not the players aren't appearing in areas where they have no right to be, and they're keeping the shape really, really well. Crystal Palace. That's just a poor ball. It is that, unfortunately. But Crystal Palace are in the ascendancy here again. There is a foul. And we're just going to see. There are some Southampton changes coming, and the Southampton manager now. Is it too late for them to rescue this match? It's Mitchell again, who's causing all sorts of trouble for the Southampton defence. And Southampton have got it. They're on the edge of the 18-yard box at the left. Walker-Peters. Alcaraz. Lavia squares it. Everybody's back for Crystal Palace. Just Jordan Ayew remains. Oh! What a shot that is! And it's a great save from, and it's Kotchap. It's a great save from Johnson. We're going to have a look at that again. And there's a ball in, but unfortunately it's a Nacho, and oh my God, what a game that we've got on our hands here. The Southampton are throwing everything at it now. I think they're going to just give up with defending. They're not really going to bother, and it's, oh my God. Southampton really should be getting themselves in this game by now. They should certainly be on level terms, but Crystal Palace, like I say, living dangerously. And they're 2-0 to the good. 14 minutes left. Alcaraz again, but the ball's possession's turned over, and there's a foul. And I think it's Eze who's been fouled there. It is. It's about 40 yards out. And it's Kutchup Nales who's giving away a needless free kick there. It just gives Crystal Palace that little bit of time to breathe, reshape, reform themselves, give them a little rest. They've got a free kick. They're not going to be in any rush to take this.
They just want to take the heat off the defence, but there's a player down there. I don't understand what that is. It's one of the Southampton players has gone down, and there's nowhere near the ball. It could be a knock or an injury that happened, and a bit of a delayed reaction, but we're just figuring out what's going on here. There are 2 subs ready for Southampton to come on. Armstrong and Edozie are coming on for Southampton. What a player that Eze is. Lovely little... Eze just turns from Elakocha and fires it in. What a goal that is from Eze. Palace, this second half, definitely worthy winners of this match. Southampton, like anything else, they failed to have the chances when they did dominate the game. It's like watching Leeds the previous week, all those chances in that first half, and we just couldn't finish. We had that Bamford header that flew into the back of the net and beat the keeper, but other than that, Leeds had a couple of other chances, but after that first half, same thing again. Crystal Palace just come. They are the second half team, aren't they? And there's Decore. There was a free kick, but Palace took it. Eze trying to get there, but he can't get to Benzema. And Eze is obviously he's on the sniff for his hat trick. He's running. The amount of running that guy's done today is unbelievable. And tracking back, for me, he's there's no doubt who's going to win the man of the match. It's Eze, isn't it? Really, it's should be a foregone conclusion. I don't see anybody else who's. I mean, other than the Elise again, a couple of the other Palace players have done really well, but the player ratings all point to Eze being the man of the match. By a country mile, I think, this week. And I mean, they started off with Ward, Anderson, Guahi, Mitchell in the back. There's the back 4: Eze, Decore, Schlupp, Elise, Edouard, Ayew. And they've... I think what I was looking at in the beginning was what is it? Might have been a subs bench. You've got like 9 subs, something daft like that. Ayew to Hughes. Elise picks up at the edge of the box. Oh, and Ayew, what a chance! He comes running in to take the return pass, and he just leans back. He just leans back, bends it over the top of the Benzema's goal, and it's about a metre or so high, too high. And it's on target. It's in the back of the net. It's just he just leans back a bit on it, and unfortunately for Crystal Palace, it's still remains 2-1. Southampton will be pleased about that. It's 2-0. Still remains 2-0. I will just re-clarify that for you folks. 2-0 to the Palace. And Crystal Palace have, they've done really well here against Southampton. Another great performance from them, and it's looking like it could be Johnson. Eze is probably going to be the man of the match. He's on 8.33 for the rating at the minute, and at the moment Leeds are still surviving in 16th position. There's not we're just going to have a little look around. And Chelsea are losing to Brighton at home. 79 minutes. What is going on over there? Everton are losing to Fulham. Southampton are losing, of course. And Wolves, I don't believe it. Wolves, it's a joke. It's a joke, mate. It's 2-0 to Wolves against Brentford. And you're not going to believe what I'm going to tell you next. Tottenham are losing at home against Bournemouth. You can tell I hate the London teams, don't you? The big London teams. I hate this league. Ah! I hate this league. Ah! Oh my God, what is coming next in the Premier League? Oh my God, I don't believe it. I just don't believe it, folks. I really don't. It's madness. Utter madness. That is the only way you could describe what the hell is going on in the Premier League. And it is insane. Oh my God! Oh Jesus Christ! I tell you, I'm just gonna see if I can. You're not gonna believe what I'm gonna tell you next. Schlup's got off. Sambi Lonka's come on. And Mijalovic has come on as well for... somebody else has got off for Crystal Palace. I missed that as I'm going around. I'm just trying to make it into a YouTube short, that little bit there, when I'm reading these reactions. Honestly, you cannot make it up, can you? You cannot make it up. Frank, what's going on down there at Stamford Bridge, Frank? Yeah, well, mate. Yeah, I thought we were gonna be all right, but we're not. I thought we were good, but we're not that good. I thought we were better than what we are, and yeah, it's looking like we conceded a lead, and we were 1-0 up. We were all right, and then we blinked, and then there's 2 goals gone in. I mean, I don't know what's going on there. Crystal Palace will finish higher than Chelsea this season. Mark my words. I don't know what the Chelsea fans must think. And I mean, I know they're loyal to Frank Lampard, but Frank Lampard as a player for Chelsea versus Frank Lampard as a manager for Chelsea, those are 2 different propositions as Crystal Palace try and open up Southampton here. And Eze's gone down in the 18-yard box. He's looking for a penalty. It's a weak appeal, but referees wave play on. It's insane. It's insane. I just don't know what's going on with this. I really don't. It's fucking lunacy. The London teams are going to have to pull the finger out if they want to get the 3 points today. Well, that's for sure. Spurs and Chelsea are losing. And I think, am I right in saying that they're losing from winning positions? And you just sat there, you think, what the... You can't make it up. Wolves 2-0 against Brentford. Spurs losing at home against Bournemouth. I mean, what are you lot doing down there? Spurs, come on. We want you to win this match. You've got about 20 minutes left. Is it psychology from the Bournemouth players? I personally think the Premier League should take the 3 points off Bournemouth for being a bunch of slack asses and turn it up late for the kick-off. I mean, I know the Bournemouth fans won't be too happy about that suggestion, but, how many Premier League games do you know have kicked off late because the team were late arriving at the ground? 0, mate. 0. I mean, there was that incident one the Ellen Road a while back, and was it a power cut? I mean, that was mental. Was that? I sat there doing a watch along. Like, well, I don't know. I couldn't believe what I'm seeing. I mean, we've had it all. The Premier League has had it all this year. Everything, every conceivable cock up, unpredictable outcome. It's happened in the Premier League. You don't get this in any other league in the world. No way. The entertainment value, the slips, the trips, the cock-ups, the flips. Oh my God! You know, the changing managers. It has been an insane thing. I think everybody will take when it gets to the end and we're at the 90th minute at the end of May. Everybody will just sit there and go, thank Christ that's over. Crystal Palace are well in control here. Southampton are trying to probe and trying to nick a late goal, but it's 88 minutes. It's too late for them now. It can't possibly happen. Southampton aren't going to get 2 goals beyond the 89th minute. There's a foul in the middle of the park. Referee has waved play on, and it's one of the Palace lads that's down. It looks like it's Jordan Ayew, and there's a bit of there's a yellow card handed out, and Ayew's taken one in the back of the thigh by the look of it. Yeah, it's a clear foul. And the person doing the I mean, don't really matter now, does it, mate? Yeah. I mean, it could be Benderek, I think it is. There's a bit of confusion about who's got that yellow card, but we're just going to get that cleared up. As soon as we get that cleared up, we'll let you know. But I don't see 5 minutes of added time have been added by the referee here at Southampton as the Saints go marching on to the Championship next season. It's all over for them, I think. I don't see that they're going to escape the drop. They've had a couple of chances. They've looked pretty good, but Palace in the second half, Palace have just come alive, and Southampton, you know, they've a couple of little individual errors like anything else, and Palace have made them pay. Jordan Ayew's picking up the ball on the left-hand side, but he's bundled over again, and the referee's not interested. Says that Ayew went down a bit easily there. It's Armstrong who's gone down. Armstrong now looking for a free kick, but he don't get it. Referee's not happy about that. And Elise's picked up the ball. He's making a run in field, but he's brought down. And it's another yellow card for Kotchap. And Elise's he's just gone down there. Kotchap, I mean, he just trying to pull the shirt off his back. Ridiculous. You know, he should know better than that. You can't go do that to a player like that, because he's just going to go down. And the referee's got no choice. I'm afraid he's going to give the yellow card. For some reason, Roy Hodgson is now making a couple of substitutions on the 92nd minute. Guehi's coming off. Ayew's coming off. And players coming on are Tompkins and Mateta. I mean, this Mateta guy, he got a goal again. He got a goal the other against Leicester, didn't he? He got the winning goal against Leicester. So a good bit of substitution there from White. White's got it sorted out, and we did all right. And yeah, I thought we were all right. We won the game. Oh, what an effort that is! Is it Elise who struck that? And he strikes the ball, and it's across the keeper, and the keeper manages. He might have got a little feathering fingertip to that. I'm not so sure, but it hits the bar and goes out from Elise, and it's an absolutely brilliant free kick. And Palace should have been at least 3-0 up. At least 3-0 up here. They've controlled the game. They've sat back. They've just let Southampton come at them. They've not been too worried about possession. Not been too worried about hurrying their forward play. And they've been clinical again today. Ward-Prowse takes a free kick for Southampton into the box, but it's headed out, and Hughes picks up the ball for Crystal Palace, turns, and it's deflected out by one of the Palace players. Oh no, it might have come back off Hughes. That, yeah, that's what Southampton claim, but Palace are the referee's not convinced. And it's another throw in, and it's 10 home defeats for Southampton. And is that 10 defeats on the trot for them at home? I'd be interested to find that out if anybody knows the answer. And it's 94 minutes, and it's all but over, is this? And Southampton and Zeds have just, they've completely dropped. Grandad Roy's over there. Yeah, I'm really happy about our performance today. We did all right. Quick check around. It might be time for a check around the Premier League. See what is happening. What is going on. Here we go. What have we got? We've got Brighton's 91st minute. There's 2-1 to the good against Chelsea. Fulham have done the business against Everton. So nice. What does he say, that Darren Farley? Steak. I think they're all going to need a steak and onion pie after that. 3-0 drubbing from Fulham. Wolves have beaten Brentford. Bournemouth against Tottenham. Bournemouth are still ahead at 2-1. And Frank is scrambling there to try and get an equaliser against Brighton and Hove Albion. And we're going to get over there in a minute and find out what the hell's going on at Spurs. And it might just be a time to have a laugh at Harry Kane. What has happened to the camera again? Are we still live? Are we still there? What? There we are. It's it's insane, isn't it? It is utterly insane, is this? We're going to have to go over to watch the Spurs game and see what's going on there. Because at the minute, Spurs are getting a beating from Bournemouth. And it's going to be really interesting there what's happening. 2-1 is the score at the minute. It's 79 minutes on the clock. And there's a foul. Oh, Christ. That was a bad foul, that. Right on the edge of the 18-yard box. And who is it that's gone down? It's not Rickarlson, is it? Might be. And it's Rothwell who's committed the foul. It's 25 yards out. And Spurs have got a really promising, dangerous free kick here on the edge of the 18-yard box. Holberg's over it. Son Young's over it. Dyer and Kane are still on the pitch. Don't know what's happening there, but at the minute it's Spurs 1, Bournemouth 2, 80 minutes, and Spurs have a free kick. Perisic is over it. And Perisic with the left foot, and it's just flashed to the wide of the Bournemouth goal. Yeah, let's go over and have a good old laugh at Tottenham Hotspurs. I mean, what are they doing? Come on, Tottenham! Oh, God, I don't know. I don't know this league. You tell me. Bournemouth have a throw in just inside the Spurs half now, and they just clip it down the line towards the corner line, towards the touch line, towards the byline, and Spurs are bringing it away. It's not a very good stream, isn't this? The pitch is bloody terrible. It's really, really blurry, and I don't know if that's the broadcaster. And there's a smack on the face, and who's that's gone down? And VAR are involved on this, and it's a left forearm in the face of, who is it? Romero, Christian Romero, who's down. Here comes the VAR. I mean, he's got his forearm underneath the neck of Romero, and he's sort of got his elbow into the esophagus. And referees, I'm not sure what he's doing here. He might be giving a drop ball. And there's a smack. There's a Bournemouth player down, but he's got up. There's a strong challenge there. It might be Solanke. Yeah, it was. If you're just joining, hello and welcome. It's Watchalong Leeds United with me, Gary, and what we're doing is we're looking at watching the Spurs and Bournemouth match. Bournemouth, of course, were a point ahead of us, I think, at the start of the day, and it looks like now they're going to be 4 if this result remains as it is. It's Spurs 1, Bournemouth 2, and from a Leeds United point of view, we need Spurs to get a goal here, and Richarlison's on the pitch, and Bournemouth have literally got everybody. When Spurs are in possession, they're straight back into the 18-yard box, all 10 outfield players, and it's difficult to see how Spurs are going to get a goal. But I have a feeling that, you know, your man Harry Kane is going to try and get a penalty. He'll try and get a free kick. He'll claim for anything, Harry Kane, and Spurs have won a corner ball, and Perisic is going to take it, and it's a low drilled effort, and it doesn't even get beyond the front post. It's just headed out by Bournemouth for a Spurs throw in. Richarlison back to Perisic. Smith blocks it. Whoa. And it's frantic football from Spurs. They're trying their best to find and work an opening, but as we know, these teams at the bottom are still dangerous teams, and teams at the top must. What the hell was that? Pedro Porro smashes a ball from it must be 30 yards. It's nowhere near the goal, and the frustration is evident. I was going to say White Hart Lane, the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium, whatever they want to call it these days. Is it? Yeah, it is at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium, isn't it? That's what they call it, and it's. You can hear the frustration among the fans. They're not happy with what they've seen, so one would presume that Spurs have been below par today, and they've come here expecting that they're going to get 3 points, and that's not how it works, I'm afraid, in the Premier League against these teams that are fighting for survival. And Leeds United should be taking heart and inspiration from this game. That it's a lovely finish. It's Solanke who's got the goal that separates the two at the minute. It's just coming in, and he's about 6 yards out, and he's just managed to clip the keeper, who's gone down early for it. Is at Solanke's feet. Solanke gets there first. There's a couple of defenders going in for it. As it stands, Bournemouth 33, West Ham 30, Leeds 29, Everton, Nottingham 27. So this result doesn't do us any favours. We need Bournemouth to draw or lose, and then a win against their Liverpool on Monday night. I don't know what. Oh, Richarlison has scored, but there's a flag and it's offside. And Richarlison is going absolutely mental. He's totally bewildered by what's gone on. The ball was pinging around between the Bournemouth defenders and the Bournemouth defenders and the Spurs attackers there. And there's a clear offside. It might be Hun So-min or whatever his name is, and he's the man who wins the header to head it back to Richarlison. But he's offside when he heads that ball, and it's the Spurs fans are going to be losing their mind after that, because they're not going to. I don't know if they see that on the big screen down there, but and Bournemouth are up the other end. My, what a game we have on our hands here. 87 minutes. And Bournemouth are not going to take any nonsense. That if they pick the ball up, they're going to try and have a go at Spurs and try and get that third goal to seal this game for them. And it is frantic football at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium, and they are in. Well and truly in second place. Here's Tottenham Hotspur. You can see how bad it's been. Oh, Jamin! It's a throw-in. And it's Juma who's smashed one from about 18 yards out. There's a throw-in. And it looks like nothing, but the Bournemouth players just have switched off there for a second. And it's Dan Juma who's fired it in. Wow. It's a header from Harry Kane, and nobody's on him. Nobody is on Juma there, and he smashes it on the volley. He comes down low with his left foot, and there's a little bit of bend in it, and it just brings it. It's just enough to bring it on the inside of the Bournemouth goal. And the keeper. Oh my God! This is drama, and they're now appealing for another offside. And it's looking like it could be obstruction against Harry Kane. Kane's in the line. And I don't know how Harry Kane, yet again, I don't know if he pays off VAR, but he's in the line of sight of the goalkeeper. And he's offside when he's doing that, Harry Kane. He's a filthy piece of work, is Harry Kane. And I said it'd be something to do with Harry Kane, and sure enough, he's just strolling about in front of the keeper. He's blindsided the keeper. The keeper's got no chance. He doesn't see the ball coming down and getting hammered by Dan Schumer, and it's gone firing in. And it's incredible. 2-2, but well done, Tottenham Hotspurs. It's about time you lot pulled your finger out and got back into this match. I mean, what are you doing? 89 minutes. And Harry Kane's back there now. I mean, he's all over the pitch. And Richarlison's being pushed off the pitch there. And the Spurs fans are going absolutely nuts. They're wanting the win. Spurs are there. They smell blood. Harry Kane's pushing everybody about as he normally does. And Neto's picked the ball out of the air. That's a really good save from Neto because he was under some tremendous pressure there. I mean, I've got no love for Tottenham Hotspur, but we need him to win today. Another VAR discrepancy at Bournemouth, to be quite honest with you. They've got every right to be aggrieved there because Harry Kane, I mean, he stretches the rule of the game all the time. Solanke picks up the ball. He's bundled over by a couple of players. Kulusevski picks it up. He's going down the right hand side here, and Kelly's just bundled him out for a. That's better. Got a better picture now. Don't know what's going on there with that stream, but Dyer's on the outside. I mean, he should have really passed it to Dyer and get Dyer just to fire one in first time. But we really need Spurs to get a goal here, and that'll just put Bournemouth back in the place. He is offside. Harry Kane is offside in that. I mean, from a neutral point of view, in the letter of the law of the game, he's caused an obstruction to the goalkeeper, number one. Number two, he's stood in an offside position and he walks out of the way of the shot almost. And I think Bournemouth are going to be very upset with that. Antim. And he's bundled over. There's another foul there on the Bournemouth player, but the referee waves play on. The atmosphere is insane at Tottenham. Perisic fight. Oh my God. And Spurs are running around, running ragged to try and get another goal. And somehow they've got 6 minutes of added time on this match. It's insane. Absolutely insane is this game. And Harry Kane has missed a sitter. Oh, is it Richarlison? Oh my God. It's come over from a corner. It's a beautiful corner. And it's whipped into the back post. And it's Richarlison. He's literally on his own. All he has to do is hit the target. And he's fluffed his lines. And it's literally just gone wide of the Bournemouth goal. And it's a huge opportunity missed for Tottenham Hotspur. Who's this? Richarlison. 20 appearances for Spurs and he hasn't scored a goal. Oh my God, what the hell was that? Smith pumps it up the field. Solanke pulls it down out of the air, plays a lovely ball in. Oh my God, and Bournemouth have got a third goal! Flaming hell! Oh my God, I don't believe it.
Ortange, I think it is. And the Spurs faithful, that shut them up, hasn't it? Ortango, Solanke, what a brilliant bit of play this is. There's a little bit of contact. Lovely, lovely ball in. And he composes himself, takes it with his left foot, then pops it onto his right and just fires it to the right-hand side of the goal, low and hard, and he's beaten the keeper, Lloris, I think, there, and it's... Oh, my God. What a game this is! How on earth are Leeds going to cope with this Bournemouth side? I mean, Spurs are appealing for a foul there, but, you know... And they say it equals itself out at the end of the season, doesn't it? But that second goal from Spurs was definitely an impediment by Kane. And, I mean, the Bournemouth fans are going absolutely wild. And they're making all the noise down at Tottenham Hotspur. And Tottenham Hotspur now have got 20 seconds of officially to save this game and get a point. And it seems to me, using those Alan Sugar words, famous Alan Sugar words, it seems to me you don't deserve to win it. And you're not good enough. Oh! And Neto picks up the ball. And he picks up the ball, dives it, and he goes down onto the ground, and he takes plenty of time, and dirty Harry Kane, the England record breaking scorer against a load of shite European teams, looks absolutely gutted, and it's a sensational win for Bournemouth. I don't believe it. It's bad news for Leeds, is that. And now we're going to have to get a win. It's not been bad for us today, but we're going to, we can't have Bournemouth pulling away from us like that. Going away to Tottenham Hotspur and beating them 3-2. Spurs fans, are you there? I bet you're gutted. Love the game, innit? That's what they're saying, innit? Love the game. Oh my God. I don't believe it. I just don't believe it. It's Son 14, Danjuma 88, Vina 38, Solanke 51, Ottawa right almost on the death of the game. And it is a phenomenal day of football in the Premier League yet again. The entertainment is it just keeps delivering, doesn't it? And the Tottenham fans are losing their mind. I think they're probably losing their mind online after what they've just seen. It ain't good enough for Tottenham. It ain't good enough. Their only saving grace is that Newcastle got pumped today by Aston Villa. And they're still in the hunt for the top 4 spots. What a crazy, crazy day of football this has turned out to be in the last 10 minutes of the Premier League. My God. Just to recap, Villa 3, Newcastle 0, Chelsea 1, Brighton 2, Everton 1, Fulham 3. I mean, that's just unbelievable. Fulham have gone there and absolute pump Dyche's men. Southampton 0, Palace 2. Wolves 2. I mean, that's the bad result for us. Is that another bad result for us? Wolves 2, Brentford 0. I mean, what are Brentford doing? You know, sort yourselves out and give yourselves a shake. Spurs 2, Bournemouth 3,
The last kickoff of the day. I mean, I'd love to sit up and watch that. Watch Man City pump Leicester City, but I don't know if I could do it, folks. I don't think I can. I've only got it's only me watching anyway, so it doesn't matter. Wow! What an insane match that was, and I don't see. It's crazy for Leeds, isn't it? It's crazy. I mean, you just sit there and you watch these other teams performing. If you manage to go and watch some of these other performances, you're just sitting there and you're thinking, Christ Almighty, you know, how are we gonna compete against that Bournemouth team? I mean, if they come to, I think we play them at Elland Road, right? If we do that, it's. Here's the results, and that's it. It's game over for the day. Man City, Leicester is the last kickoff of the day, and I don't know. Leeds fans, let me know if you're a fan of any other team. You know, what do you think? I'm losing my mind and I'm losing my voice. Have a great day. I hope you enjoyed the watch along. I hope maybe if you did enjoy it, you know, you want to sub. I've got 24 subs, but if you join me, then I can guarantee that you're gonna get your name shown. And even if you comment, you know, if I think it's worth it, and I will send you a short and reply. Thank you so much for watching. Have a wonderful weekend ahead. Spurs fans won't. Newcastle fans won't. The Geordies up there, they'll be fuming. And the best one of the day is Chelsea 1, Brighton and Hove Albion 2. Wow. Phenomenal day's football. Have a great day. All the best. Take care, and I'll see you next time.